turn up.
Welcome back to another episode of the Bamboo Season podcast. I'm your host, Sober Wellness Coach Dorian Warmsley, the podcast where you will hear real stories from real people to help you on your journey of real growth. My guest today is hilarious, allegedly. We'll see and find out today. She is an award-winning comedian. She has a special out. She's a professional speaker, and she's 6'3". I don't know. I'm just reading her Instagram her Hinge profile. And that's what it said in her Hinge profile. So I bring you Shanna Christmas.
Hello. That is correct. My profile does say I'm 6'3".
Is that correct? Like, are you 6'3"?
Yeah,
Okay.
I am. But in my dating profiles, I do say I'm 6'3", so that means you're not. Because the men tell stories. They tell stories on there.
Okay, so with the dating, I don't know if you're still using it now. When you did use it,
Yeah.
did you have on there like men must be 6'3" also or anything like that?
No, I don't block my blessings at all.
Really?
That's short people behavior.
Do you find that being a taller woman, you attract the shorter men?
You have no choice. I attract all the men, but usually the short ones are left.
Is there a level of shortness that's too low?
I don't know. I've dated a 5'6".
Really?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm more concerned about your confidence, really. If you're ashamed of being with someone taller than you because it challenges something about your manhood, then I don't care if you're taller or not, really.
Yeah, well, my closest friend, she's 6'2".
Yeah.
And that's been her thing too, same way.
I've met many a 6'5", 6'7". It's like, this feels weird talking to you eye to eye. I'm like, all right. Well, I guess go away. I don't stand up straight, dude. You're all right.
Well, the amazing Shanna Christmas, I'm glad you came today. I met you through the Speaker Association, both in the Speaker Club. And when I saw you were a comedian, I thought that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's not an easy craft.
No, it's dumb.
Yeah, okay.
You've got to be a little mentally ill, I think, to do it.
Coming to know you in a short amount of time, I see it's fitting.
Yeah, thank you.
So tell us a little bit who you are, what you do, who you help.
Oh, who I help? Oh gosh, everyone. I was born and raised in Vegas. I do comedy at night. I do occupational therapy during the day at nursing homes and stuff like that. So I am actually a really good person. I help your grandma and your granddad and anybody else. Yeah, I think with both fields, I help a lot of people, with speaking and physically helping people get better. Yeah, I think everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except for kids, I guess, but depends.
Come on, do something for the kids, dude.
Ugh,
Come on, do better.
God. No.
Now with comedy, how long have you been doing it?
12 years.
12 years into comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And what triggered that?
I've always been a funny person. And
According to who?
Everybody, unfortunately.
Specifics, like who said this?
Classmates, friends.
At what age did that start?
My whole
in your
life,
head?
getting in trouble in school for
Really?
being funny. Yeah, that kind of stuff. You're wasting your potential kind of talks because
Really?
I'm disruptive and, taking the focus away from algebra or whatever. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And then I didn't want to do comedy at all, to be honest, but I kept getting bothered with it. And I decided just to go to a mic just to try it so they would leave me alone, much like people that ask about basketball. It's like, I'll do it, and then you could leave me alone. And I went to an open mic at the strip club at Sapphire, and I didn't bomb. And I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be up here.
Really? How long was your set?
3 minutes.
Wow.
Halfway through 3 minutes, I was killing. And I was like, you're supposed to be up here.
Do you still use that bit at all to this day?
I've never, the joke that I was doing?
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was saying at the moment. I think I was just telling stories about my work day. So it wasn't even like I wrote jokes when I went in.
Okay.
It was more of a tell me about your day kind of vibe.
Okay.
And that's what I did.
Damn.
Yeah.
Now, before comedy, what was your path looking like?
Always healthcare. I wanted to be a nurse at some point, and I went to college for 3 years doing nursing, and then I realized didn't want to be a nurse. There's not a lot of degrees you can kind of shift from nursing to something else with the same credits. So I left school and then came back here to Vegas. I went to school in Florida and changed my major like 4 times, it felt like, just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then I was working as a CNA at one of these local nursing homes and found the rehab department. And I was like, oh, I can do therapy. That looks cool. And so I found that way later. So I always want to be in healthcare. I think if I was still doing that, I'm still doing it now.
Yeah.
My day job is still in healthcare, but it took me a minute to find out where in healthcare I fit best. And that's what I'm doing now. So,
And with you mentioned the basketball thing. Did you play sports in high school? Were you forced?
volleyball and track is what I chose, but
Okay.
the people in it basketball. And then there was a time where they didn't care about it, and now they very much circled back and they care again. So
Really?
yeah.
Like they want you to go play for the Aces?
They think I do play for the Aces.
Oh.
It's different now.
Yeah,
and
I
they're
guess so.
very disappointed when I say I don't.
Did you play college ball or anything like that?
I played
Sports?
volleyball in college, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And I didn't start playing volleyball until I got to high school. So I shouldn't have gone to school anywhere to play.
You have coordination?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. I won state in triple jump in high school. Went to Western High School. Probably still have the record.
Okay. Talk your shit.
Self-taught, by the way. I didn't have a coach at all. Like, it was just
Damn.
running around, flailing my body around and
Yeah.
just mimicking other people and being like, I think I can do that. But I probably could have been an Olympian or something. But,
Never too late.
well, yeah.
You can get acupuncture, get back out
every
there.
4 years thing, yeah. It's too late for the next summer games, I guess. You got to qualify. You gotta stop eating chips. And I had some before I came.
What kind?
They were like these jalapeno ranch, like popper little thingies.
Okay.
They're like, I don't even know what they're called, but they were delicious. Just grabbed a handful. Can't be an Olympian eating like that,
So you do your comedy at Sapphire 12 plus years ago.
Yeah.
You kill it.
I did.
What was next?
Nothing. You just keep going.
To the open mics?
Yeah. And you still do that.
You still do it to this day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You pop in, you practice. You practice on stage at shows. You just kind of have to keep working on it. It's the only art you have to practice in front of people.
With that set you did and it triggered in your head, hey, I can do this. Did you then put like a plan together of like, okay, this is what I'm going to start doing? So like any strategy?
No, not until I bombed. So I was
Ooh.
really funny just naturally for about 4 months. Anytime I was on stage, I was killing. And then I bombed and I was like, oh, I don't want to do that again. And then I stayed away from comedy for like 2 months. And then I sat down and was like, you have to write something. And so then I wrote a 5-minute set. And then I went to this very popular mic that was like behind, like by where Area 15 is.
Yeah.
It was called Boomers. And it was on Sunday nights. And it was one of those rowdy rooms. And I got on stage and was doing my written material and working on my set. And there was this male comedian who was getting ready to leave. And he got to the door and stopped. And he turned around and watched my set. And I was like, got him. And so, okay, you have to write stuff too. You can't just be up there shooting stuff. Can I curse here?
Yeah.
Shit.
There you go.
I'm not a corporate comedian. I love to cuss. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah, me too. It makes me feel connected.
Yeah.
When somebody comes on here or anywhere, especially when you see people who might be in a certain position of like corporate and you don't expect it and they drop it. I'm like, I knew I loved you.
Yeah.
Like I was at this event not too long ago and there was like one of the senators and she dropped an F-bomb. And
Cortez Masco?
No. I never met her.
It wasn't Susie Lee. What's her name? That's not Susie Lee. What's the other one's name?
Don't tell her who.
There's 2 senators. We only have 2. The other one.
No, it was more than one. There's more than 2 senators.
Every state gets 2 senators, a junior and a senior, unless it's a state senator,
There
which
you
is
go.
different.
That.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or a congressperson.
She was something.
Representative.
No, I think state senator.
Okay.
But
Was
yeah,
she was cursing?
not cursing. She was just talking about something and dropped the F-bomb. I won't get her in trouble. Well, no, that's her problem. She said it.
Was it at a public event or was it some like?
No, I was
It's
private
town? Oh,
in a
okay.
sense.
Oh.
It's like a leadership program I'm in.
Oh.
So she kind of was talking to us about healthcare and stuff, and she dropped a little F-bomb, and I'm like, oh, okay.
That's a good place to drop an F-bomb when you're
Like-
talking about healthcare for sure.
I love it. I don't know who made up cussing to be so bad, and I get it. Granted, like, why is it even a cuss word? You know, like, who made that up? Like, oh, you can't say fuck. That's bad.
Yeah.
Like, who decided that was a bad word? At what
Somebody
time?
white probably.
100%.
The party poopers of the
Yeah.
century.
Like, I would love to know because
That's not proper. All right.
Yeah. Granted, if you within reason of how you do it, if you're just sitting there just
Sure,
going off
sure,
and just
yeah.
every few words is that, then I
Yeah.
get it. But if it's here and there, it's like
Spice it up.
Yeah.
Throw it in here once in a while.
sometimes it helps describe the story better.
A good
or
curse
description.
word, a properly placed curse word, is like one of those stripper heel clacks when they clack their heels on the scene. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, now we're paying attention. Whoa, what were you talking about? Like, drop a proper F-bomb. Hold on, they spitting.
So how did you, when you bombed your first time, how did you feel? What was your emotions?
Oh God, it's like betrayal.
Mm.
Because a lot of comedians will say, I bombed my first time. And I think if I bombed my first time, I would have quit.
Mm.
Because it's that bad.
Really?
Oh God. It's
Do you remember the joke?
no. I was just riffing about my day.
And nobody was laughing?
Not as much as they usually did.
There's little chuckles
And
here
that's
and
the
there.
thing too. Like when you do it long enough, a bomb to you is like, I'm used to laughs in these places. And if they don't come, you're like, oh, I just bombed. But that doesn't mean it was a bad set.
Yeah.
People still had a good time. But it's like, no, I've done this set before and I got these laughs. And you gave me these laughs. And so those mean I bombed. So, but that bomb in particular was bad. And my mouth gets dry and I'm just super anxious and it's just bad.
Damn.
Bad. Yeah.
So then you go back and write this new set. You kill it. You
Yeah.
said the comedian turns back around and
Yeah, because men don't think that women are funny.
in this day and age or back then?
Still.
Really?
Still.
You think that's an ego
Absolutely.
thing?
I don't know. I saw some study where they said that men don't like women that are funny. They like women that think that they're funny.
That's ego. That's gotta be.
I don't know.
I at least don't believe that way. I think women are funny.
Sure.
There's some funny comedians, women.
Yeah.
is
Uh-oh.
I like, cause I went to a comedy show this past weekend,
Yeah.
and I was with some friends and I was talking about Ali Wong.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's funny,
Yeah.
and they didn't think that they thought she was too vulgar, and I'm like, really?
Mm-hmm.
She is kinda, but I like it. I think,
But are there any male comedians that are vulgar that they enjoy?
yeah,
Okay.
they named a couple. I was trying to gauge it, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, do you like Shane Gillis,
Uh-huh.
Andrew Scholes?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm like,
So
they're a little worse.
right. So it's not about the vulgarity, is it?
It's about the woman being vulgar,
Mhm.
which is so sad that people, even women, will have that stigma towards own women.
Of course.
Like, you're a woman, you can't say it. Like,
Of
what? You
course.
think it?
Of course.
I'm sure there's a lot of things these female comedians say that women secretly think or
yeah.
experience.
And even if you're not even talking about anything vulgar, like there's this whole thing happening now with women of a certain age and just like in general, like we're all talking about perimenopause because nobody told us about it. And so every comedian I know, we're all having the same conversations and people in the audience are like, we don't talk about that. It's like, that's the problem. We're all confused. People's ears are ringing. Is that a symptom?
Your ears are ringing?
Not mine,
Oh.
but somebody else is like, did you know that happens? I was like, no, no one told us. There's this whole generation of, we don't talk about that. And then we're all suffering in silence. So you talk about it, make the joke, and then we don't feel so alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's very strange. Yeah.
Man, I wonder why. Is it they don't want to hear the reality or they're scared of hearing the facts of things?
I just think society is expecting women to be in a certain role and it's quiet and keeping the house clean and not cursing or being loud or that kind of stuff. And so a lot of times you come from traditional households where the woman, and that gets passed down to people. And
Yeah.
so, and I think in that topic particularly is that a lot of our parents or our mothers had hysterectomies and stuff like that. So they don't even know what those symptoms were because they didn't have them. So they couldn't tell us anything because they didn't go through it. So it's also that. I don't know, but we should be talking about it.
Talk about it. Yeah. It's something I've been learning more about because it's so crazy you just said that about perimenopause because over the past 6-7 months, it's been like a word and something I haven't been dealing with personally, but because I train women, I've been more lately training women that are upper in that age into their mid 40s and 50s, and they're either going through it, finished, or about to. So every time I meet another woman in any kind of fitness space or anything, and I'll ask, I'm like, not directly,
Sure.
but it'll come up and I'm just like, hey, did you have a symptom? What were your symptoms like? What helped you? Just to kind of get a better gauge. So I understand.
Especially if you're doing fitness because
Exactly.
it impacts so much. We're over here doing all these starvation diets and stressing out, and the stuff you did when you were 25 doesn't work now. And you got to change a lot because your body's changing and you have to accept the way you work is different, and there's a lot that goes into that in the fitness space. I don't think people really understand yet either. So
100%.
I think that's great that you're at least asking.
Because I had one client and she was perimenopause, and it was like bad for her. Like she would come to some sessions, I could just tell going through it. So then I'm like, damn, I need to start seeing what's going on. Like, let me do some research, ask other people that I train, and I would. And they would tell me kind of what works for them. And the thing is, woman by woman, symptoms are different.
It's so
some can go through it and be good. Some, like her, fighting for their life. Some in between.
Yep.
And it was just such an interesting. To my knowledge, when I got my certification and everything, I don't remember them even talking about that in the book or anything.
No.
To my knowledge, it's not like
they don't care.
Yeah, why?
No one cares about women's health at all. We're just out there struggling and still going to work.
You just gotta stay in the kitchen. That's it.
Nope. Now we have to go to work too, and then go to the kitchen.
You need to go to work, stay in the kitchen while I pursue my podcast career.
Right. Buy my equipment and be quiet. While
be
I'm
quiet in the back.
Yeah.
Shh.
I'm recording. Quiet the children.
I need you to be the engineer also.
Yes, and then edit when I'm done. While you're bleeding and dying over there.
Yeah, keep it to yourself. Quiet down.
Yeah.
Get them super pads.
The diapers, yeah.
Oh, shit, damn.
We've given up.
So with your comedy, at this point in your life, 12 years into it,
yeah.
Have you still, from the beginning till now, do you still feel the same, not pressure, what's the word I'm using? What we just talked about with women, like how they should be from then till now? You feel like a certain way you have to adjust your comedy?
No, I don't adjust mine at all. I think I have a weird point of view on top of everybody else's. I'm a Black woman. I'm also a really tall woman.
Yeah.
And so when I go into places, a lot of these bookers and gatekeepers are men. And so I'm having a challenge physically, not on purpose, but these men see me and they go, oh my God, and sometimes that throws them off. And I'm like, I'm just here to get some stage time, but I can't be like, give me some stage time. You know what I mean? Like you can't just pick them up and bully them. So I'm having to be a little bit nicer to people that I don't respect so I can get opportunities that somebody else might get. Cause I can't play like the cute little, I'm not a cute little.
Yeah.
I'm a cute big, but we don't call them cute bigs, do we? We're big beautifuls? I don't know what they call the big ones. I don't even know. What's
BBW.
But I'm a TBW.
Yeah. Tall Black woman?
Yeah.
Tall, beautiful woman?
It's interesting because like, so my dynamic with comedy is like, I don't want to try to make myself fit something that doesn't really exist. And you get the smaller ones that are like dressing like Billie Eilish, so they're not being objectified and they're talking about their pussies and stuff, and they're being way more crass because they are so small. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like we're all trying to figure out what helps us, but ultimately it's the person who runs the thing that you have to get through to. It's not so much the audience sometimes. So
damn.
Yeah.
What are comedians that you, I guess, look up to or kind of aspire to be like, or who give you inspiration?
I hate this question.
Oh, damn. Don't answer it then.
Well, I would say that I don't really watch a lot of comedy because I'm always around it. And so sometimes I'll be at a live show and I'll see somebody I've never seen before. And I'm
wow.
That person's so good.
Yeah.
And they don't know who that person is. You can be inspired by somebody new or somebody who's doing something super authentic, but finding ways to still make hard things funny. And it just depends. But I would say that out of my peers, I would say Greer Barnes is a really funny comic, but he's been doing it for like 25, 30 years. You know what I mean? Like you watch him, it's like he's having a chat. And that's the goal, I guess, for a lot of people. It's like, oh, he's just having a conversation. It's like, no, he's not. He's been having that same conversation for 5 years. Those jokes are not just off the top of his head, but he's so comfortable. He talks about race in a way that's so interesting where the audience isn't all like offended. So there's a way you can talk about hard subjects and still be funny and likable, which is important. But if I watch a clip of him, I'll laugh no matter how many times I've seen it. It's just like, this dude is brilliantly funny. So I would say him, probably.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody like Bernie Mac or nobody like that?
No. I like Bernie Mac, but my style of comedy too. There's another thing about being a Black comedian is that people think you have to be Def Comedy Jam comedian. And I'm not. And so even before I started, I didn't think I wanted to do comedy that much because of that kind of stereotype of you can only do Comic View or Def Comedy Jam, and that's black comedy. And I remember seeing this comedy special called The Awkward Comedy Show, and it had Baron Vaughn, Eric Andre, Hannibal Buress, and Marina Franklin. And I was like, look at these weird Negroes. They're so funny, and they're not like that kind of black comedy.
Yeah.
And so when I saw the other side of it, and I was like, oh, I can do comedy like that because I'm kind of like a weirdo black person too.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that, I was totally inspired to do it and not feel like I have to be like Bernie Mac to do comedy. And so he's very funny.
Yeah.
But in terms of style, it wouldn't be my style of doing comedy. So great though, very funny. But
yeah, as you're saying that, I'm curious, do you think it was because how you said you felt like as being a black comic, you had to be the Def Jam Comic View type of comedian? Do you think that was pressure from your peers? And I mean, white people and those kind of people, or more so your own people, like the own black culture,
black
like
people
expecting you like
black
you're a comedian.
When I do a show at a black room,
yeah,
the audience, I have to warn them. Like, I've done shows in New York where the comedians are all kind of the same wavelength, and I go, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed all that. And now you got to sit down and be quiet. Like, you got to use your brains for a second. It's going to be some weird, dark stuff. You're going to be okay. So, and sometimes I bomb in those rooms all the time because they're just like, you weren't loud, or you weren't talking about welfare, or whatever.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Just like this stereotypical black
jokes.
stuff. And I'm like, there's so many more things that we could talk about, and we're not allowed to be dark or suicidal or depressed. And it's like, we're the most depressed people. We should be talking about that stuff. So I think it's the audience, usually it's been black people that have been expecting one thing and then having to be like, oh, I saw what you were doing up there. Is what somebody told me after a show one time. I saw what you were doing. What? I was telling jokes. I wasn't doing a quiz. You know what I mean? But I think they're all ready for everybody to come up there and dance a little bit and have music cues. And dude, I don't care what song you play when I come up here. Turn it off.
That intro song.
I hate when they ask what song you want me to play. I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sing and dance for a minute. Just turn it off.
But I think some people like the feel of, I guess, feeling like somebody. In a sense, like if you're coming up to someone with some intro music, you kind of feel like.
But also you can get the audience engaged too. It's a way to get the audience on your side if it's a very popular song and the energy comes up, so it's more friendlier. But if you go up there and say, "Hey man, I don't care about this," anyway, like you have to. The audience can be betrayed sometimes. That you're not.
I think it could be fun. To me, it could be interesting or funny when it's like a certain song and the person doesn't match.
Yes,
like let some Hispanic or white dude come out to some Kendrick, we gonna be all right. You might think like you're hearing a song and you see him, you're like, what? It could be funny.
And that could be funny.
It could be funny.
Yeah. I've seen something like that happen, but I feel like it's a very, almost like they're expecting you to all kind of be like that.
Yeah.
And when you're not, they're like, oh.
Yeah, I don't think I ever heard Hannibal Buress. I've seen him on shows and things like that, but I never like listened to his comedy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of different comedians. I mean, I like Bernie Mac. I like Dave Chappelle in the sense of his storytelling. The way he could, the way he just puts it together. It's like art.
He's been doing comedy since he was 19.
That's man.
That's a long time of working that out.
That is, like with his last special, whatever. It's touching on different topics, but just the way it flowed, and he just took you on a journey. Which all comedians aren't like that. They kind of just tell who I like also. Corey Holcomb. I know. It's an acquired comedy.
But that's the thing about comedy too. It's so subjective.
Yeah, he's very. When I said vulgar earlier, that's extreme vulgar. Well, I don't expect everybody to like.
Yeah, his audience is usually going,
100%.
A lot of groaning. 100% on stage. A lot of abortion jokes and a lot of he's a dark where it's like, oh. But we should be allowed to have a variety like anybody else does.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I think I ain't gonna lie, low key part of me, when I hear him, I think a lot of his stuff could stem from a little anger and saltiness that he's not. I'm not gonna say he's not where he wants to be, but where he could be because of his style of comedy or maybe his personality. And he downplays it like, I want to be me. I don't care about this and that. I get it, but sometimes it comes off a little. you a little angry that you're not
Yeah.
getting booked for bigger gigs or bigger movies. Because he had a small stint where it was cool, but then just didn't work out.
When you're yourself too much, depending on what that is, you can take yourself out of a lot of situations because people don't want to deal with it. You know, you do have to be aware of that too. So it depends on what you want your career to look like. Sometimes you gotta.
Dave Chappelle had a skit like that on the Chappelle Show. He said, "We're keeping it real goes wrong."
You can be blackballed because somebody saw what you did or said something somewhere, and they're like, "I don't want to deal with that on set or whatever." And or you can be beefing with people, and they become somebody important in the field, and now they remember what you said 10 years ago, and guess who's not getting the part?
Damn.
You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm on some lists myself.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What have you had a set? Do you think you've had your best set yet? Or what has been your best set so far, I guess I'll say?
Oh, I don't know. I think that when those moments happen, it's like I feel like I was like at some bar in Harlem when I had a really good set.
Oh, nice.
I wouldn't remember what year. It could have been like a random, like not even a huge crowd or a big deal, but sometimes you're just kind of in the pocket and you don't know why. Because you can do the same set 4 times in one night and they don't all go the same. So I couldn't even remember what year that was, or you just kind of remember the feeling of being like in your mind, being like, oh, I'm on it.
Yeah.
And then the next 15 minutes or the next show, same night, you eat a dick and it can just go away. So your best set, I mean, I've had really good ones. I mean, I'm hoping I have more good ones in the future.
When let me go backtrack a little bit. So you bombed 4 months into your career.
Yes.
So first you're funny, loving it, bomb.
So
oh my God, the same for me. 2 months later, you come back with a new bit.
A written. Something written.
So now you written
and structured.
A 5-minute.
Yes.
It hit. At what point after that, or was it that moment where you kind of felt, this is what I'm going to do? Like, I'm going to really pursue it.
Well, once I figured out that there is some kind of formula where you can't just wing it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, well, I have funny stories. And then just trying to figure out where to put them in order. If it is 5 minutes, how long is something going to be, or that kind of stuff. So there is some kind of formula that you should follow. But I realized after I wrote the jokes and they worked, I can do that. And so you just keep doing that same 5 forever and ever and ever, because that 5 becomes 10, because now you're adding tags to it. Because the more you do it, you're finding more humor from, I write on stage, by the way. Like, I'll be talking about something and it'll pop in my mind, ooh, that's funny. And I record it so I know that I can come back and add it for the next time I do it. So the 5 becomes a 10, becomes a 15. So you have to just kind of keep working on it. But once I realized I could write something and it would still be funny, yeah.
What did you do, or what's helped you during that writing process? Because I don't know how comedy works. I don't know if you listen to comedians.
I have no idea.
Like, I don't know if you have to listen to comedians, if they have a joke writing seminar, like.
I don't, everybody writes differently too.
Okay.
Some people bought that Judy Carter comedy Bible book and that's how they learn how to write jokes. I tried to read the book and I found it to be unnecessary. I was like, I get it. So I think I had like a natural ability to be funny. So my joke writing, I wish I could just sit down like people do every day and write, but I don't get inspired like that. I get inspired by life sometimes, or most times, where I'm like, ooh, that's funny. Then I go down and write down what happened. And then when I get on stage, I kind of work through the story on stage and then put down what hit and what didn't. So my writing is not like a lot of other people's writings. I mean, I've seen people write down word for word in journals, and then they go back and shorten it. They take lines out after they've done it a few times. I don't do that. I don't even write every day. I wish. I'm just not. If I think if I wrote every day and like practice a bunch, I'd be like way funnier. But I'm just skating. I'm just out here skating,
raw dogging it.
I guess. I'm just not built like that either. I want to force myself to do that. I feel like if I was maybe like a script writer or writing a book, maybe you have to every day write something like that. But my jokes, I have to be living life and just finding things in life that are funny and then writing it from that way.
Do you study?
What do you mean?
Do you study comedians? Do you study?
I feel like sometimes you watch too much comedy, you get influenced in a way where you start copying or you even start stealing jokes from people.
Like Carlos Mencia.
Well, he was stealing on purpose.
Uh,
And Robin Williams did too, historically. But they said he had like a thing where he would walk in and just hear you talking. He'd just be so excited about it that he would go on stage and do it too. But he was like Robin Williams.
Oh, damn.
And then he would apologize and then pay you money and say, sorry, I'm going to steal this joke. And then he would just pay you. Because at the Comedy Store, they would say, if Robin Williams was coming, they'd turn a light on in the room. So the comic on stage knew, don't do written jokes. So they would start doing crowd work when he walked in because he would just be like, that's great, I'm doing that.
Damn.
And he would just pay you.
Yeah, if you get your ass blackballed if you go against it.
Yeah, Carlos Mencia, though, I feel like was just stealing stuff and not even.
Yeah, I think he stole Joe Rogan's jokes
or
something.
He couldn't go to LA for a while because they were going to beat him up.
That's crazy.
They should beat you up.
Damn.
Now, I've stolen jokes. I wouldn't say I've stolen jokes, but there's been a few times where I had the same idea as like Dave Chappelle. And I'm like, not doing that anymore. Because he said it. Even if he were doing it first.
Damn, that's hard, yeah.
You can't, unless you have some kind of data, like I started doing this joke in February and then I saw him do it in like June. You have to prove that somewhere, but you can't.
You can't.
They're going to think you stole from Dave Chappelle.
100%.
So you just have to throw it away.
Damn.
So sometimes you're like, it's cool. I'm on the same wavelength as somebody up there.
Yeah.
That's cool. But also like, I liked that joke and now I can't do it anymore.
Damn.
So sometimes you can get influenced by watching other comedians. If anything, I like to watch people how they structure a joke, or if they're just a storyteller where it's one joke and it's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That stuff is so cool to me because I don't do that. Or even the one-liners, it's like a lost art. A one-liner comedian is insane. Cause like I knew somebody who did a 20-minute set. I think he told like over like 300 jokes or something like that.
Damn, just
boom,
quick
boom,
little
boom,
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 boom.
boom.
Wow.
Yeah, and you don't even get a minute to breathe because he's just doing the next one, the next one, the next one. And I'm like, this is insanity. I admire that. I don't want to do that, but I love watching that kind of stuff because it's not my lane, but it is inspirational to watch the audience just like die. They just can't handle it. I'm like, I want laughs like that.
What are you working to get your comedy to, in a sense of your style, in a sense? Are you still trying to keep it free? You're kind of just still willy-nilly going with it? Like,
I wish I had an idea. But
no?
whatever,
do you know what you want to do with the comedy?
Whatever my comedy is whatever it is.
Well, what do you want to do with it, though? Do you want to get a Netflix special? Do you want to get a movie?
None of that
you
stuff
write a book?
matters.
What matters?
Netflix doesn't matter.
No, what matters to you?
I like making an impact, and I like people leaving feeling something.
Okay.
Whether it's they had a good time, or depending on what I'm talking about, they go, thanks for talking about that, or something like that. But comedy, you're an insane person. There's too many comedians now. There's not enough. We're not all going to get to this level that people could get to back in the day. Even late night sets don't matter. Nobody watches TV. Netflix, you get, they give you a special and they don't promote it. No one's seeing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even, the whole landscape is just in the air right now with comedy. So I think if anything, it's just, you want to test yourself to see if you can keep doing more material and still make, at least for me, is to keep making an impact and, being authentic. And I do love doing comedy, but I've never looked at comedy like, and then I'll be famous. I've never, because I still get paid in drink tickets sometimes,
yeah.
and exposure and slices of pizza. Like, they're still paying people $50 in some of these clubs in the country to do comedy. They're not changing how much they pay us to do that work. You know what I mean? So they love comedy, but they don't want to pay you to do it. So I think if you go into it thinking you're going to be famous or something, you've already lost the plot, really. And I think that's what any art. Like, I don't think Denzel became an actor because he wanted to be famous. I think he wanted to.
No, hell no.
You know what I mean? I think there's something where you get connected to what you're doing and you want to impact people and make some kind of difference or shift. That's different than like, and then I'll be on TV and people will want my autograph. It's like, I don't care about that kind of stuff.
Would you say you'd be able to impact more people the more successful you got? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess if your voice is bigger, but then it also depends on what you're doing when you get there. There's a lot of people that are really famous that don't do anything with it. So was the plan to just be famous? Because I think on your way up, you should always be trying to have that goal. Like you start out like somebody like me, I don't really care about being famous. If it happens, it's great. But I'm not going to stop doing what I want to do with the impact part of it because I'm not famous. I'm going to wait till I'm famous and then I don't think that's important with the reach. I think sometimes when you're more authentic and things like that, it takes you longer and you do have to find your audience in smaller doses. And I don't want to appeal to a lot of people like that, really. I want to find my people and that'll be okay with me too. So, but yeah, I think if you do have a bigger platform, yes. But I think also when you have a big platform, sometimes you get scared about what you say and do because now you got a lot of eyeballs on you and you don't want to lose people if you say something. So.
Yeah, people are tripping.
People are tripping.
Because, I don't want to ever get to that point of, I don't think I ever will. Whatever I say now in this podcast, when it gets thousands and millions of views, whatever, I still say the same things.
Yeah, you got to, yes. Podcast is where a lot of people get in trouble because they think they're just having a nice little chat.
Yeah.
And then it goes out into I get famous. They'll come back to this podcast and say, "You said Corey Holcomb." Blah blah blah.
I hope they do. Hell yeah.
I've met him before, so I'm not worried about it. But
yeah, whatever. But
that's what
if you see this Corey, I think you're funny. Whatever. You feel some way.
Yeah,
that's on you.
But it's like I think if your goal is to attain a huge following, then that's the problem. Because once you get there, you become locked in where you can't do a lot of stuff. I always look at Cat Williams versus Kevin Hart. Right? Kevin Hart's like a corporate guy. He's got all the sponsors and a TV deal. And it's a lot of stuff he can't really do because of the people that are tied into his career. Where Cat Williams is like, I produce all of my comedy specials and then I sell them to Netflix. But these are mine. I say whatever I want. I have my own audience. And then same fame, but one person doesn't have to compromise as much because it's him and it's his own thing. Or I feel like Kevin, I imagine there's probably things he would like to be able to say and do, but they won't let you host the Oscars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think at a certain level, it just depends on what kind of freedom you'd like to have.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate, it's unfortunate people get to a level where they're willing to not be them for the sake of money.
That's what Jim Carrey said.
When it comes down to, it's sad. It's like, I get it, money's great. And it's like, maybe because I'm broke and I ain't been there yet, but there's people who are already getting.
Right. How much do you need?
Bro, if you're getting 6 figures a year, depending where you live.
Yeah, sure.
You're going to be living pretty decent.
You're fine.
You're not to worry as much.
Yeah.
So then it's crazy because they go from a $10 million deal to 20. Oh, I can't say that. I can't lose the extra 10.
Yeah.
I get it. It's more money, but it's like to sacrifice who you are and who you really want to be to the world. Like the example you gave. Like I feel the same way Kevin Hart came out a certain way. You get a certain level. You got to alter and shift to keep your sponsors, keep this, keep that. And you lose. He's probably lost some people, but he's gained a good amount also towards he's super famous. Like he was dropping crazy movies left and right. But then you do got to respect on the same side Cat Williams, who's him always.
Also, and won an Emmy because he's a great actor too. Like, and also just doing, that's
what I love.
Yes.
You can be you and still be successful.
Exactly.
Bills paid, you're good, you can help other people. Because at some point you got to think, I guess you got to learn to use the income you got to make more money instead of just relying only on the comedy or only on X, Y, and Z. But like I said, I'm broke. I'm not there yet.
Me too, yeah.
But
I mean, Jim Carrey said that. He was like, there's a certain point in your career where you become like famous and you have to decide, do I kill the person that I was before I got here and just be this famous person, or do I maintain who I was before? And then maybe Hollywood doesn't like that. But there is a moment where you have to pick if you want to stay yourself or become this new thing that's now like famous.
Damn. I hope I get the opportunity for it to be like in front of me and like, like sit and know, like,
yes, here's your chance.
Damn, am I gonna drink the Kool-Aid, red or blue pill? Sign me up.
I mean, Kat talked about it too on that interview where he was saying,
all that stuff,
all that stuff. They sit you down and they give you a light-skinned woman, a wife, and that's it. They put you in 20 Fast and Furious movies.
Bro, that was hilarious,
dude. And then you're like,
and then it makes sense. It all makes sense. I'm like, damn.
Hollywood tried to get him.
Yeah.
And he said no, and he's fine. he probably had a harder route because they were trying to
100%.
slander him and all this stuff. So he's like, but is it more important to you to be yourself, or is it more important to get the bag?
And on top of what you're saying, I believe if you're you, like not authentic, and you are good at what you do, you can still act like you, be you, and be successful. But it might take a little longer, maybe a little longer, because when you think about the podcast, like a Joe Rogan, there's no cap on what he says or talks about. Talks about everything. One of the most successful podcasts, if not the, in the world. There's people like Shane Gillis. I was just telling my friend this, or I was watching a commercial with him, Bud Light. I'm like, this dude says some stuff. I've heard him say some stuff.
No, I met him before he went, a little bit crazy with everything. But
then my friend was like, well, because he's white. And I was like, I wonder. If it was a black person making those same kind of jokes, would they get the same opportunities?
Well, I mentioned Kevin Hart with the Oscars. They went back to his Twitter and found.
I know, get over it.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, some of that.
And he apologized.
Some of that is know your place.
See, that's sad. I ain't knowing shit. Let me edit that out, actually. Cause let me get a little change in my pocket first. Let me get a little change.
Remember that when
let me get a little Nissan.
What was that album with Beyonce? I feel it was Lemonade or something, where she said something about her Negro nose. And they had an SNL skit where they were like, Beyonce's black? What's she mean by that? Like, she's
That's
singing
hilarious.
about,
How did you do that?
it's like Beyonce's just been playing the long game. Now she's worth $84 million. Now all of a sudden she's black the whole time. Yeah, sometimes you got to play the long game too.
Play the long game.
You can say whatever you want to say after you make a certain amount of money, I guess. But it's just funny.
That's true.
Some people just say, I don't really care about that. You can blacklist me, but
play the long game.
I'll find a way to get in there and do what I want to do. It's harder.
It is. It's possible. Now with comedians, one thing they say, or I'll say, that I've come to, how am I saying this?
I don't know.
Basically, with comedians, they say sometimes they're so funny and all this and that because of trauma, their background, growing up a certain way, and that's what makes them so funny. Do you agree from your experience with the comedians you've met?
I guess so. I think you'd have to go through something to find humor on the other end. I don't know if I find people that grew up in like nice neighborhoods to be particularly hilarious, because everything's been great. So it's hard to be like, even when people get famous, it's like, oh, I'm joking about my kid going to private schools. Like, that's not funny. We don't care about that. So do you want to hear Mary J. Blige when she's divorced or when she's happily married? Which album are you playing of Adele's?
No hateration.
No, yeah. We don't want to hear happy Adele. Adele's divorced now? Can't wait. It's going to be a fire album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the same thing applies to comedy, really.
When you think back on your life, was there any traumatic experiences you think that led you to be so funny? Funny?
Well, so funny. Well, the so came once I started doing comedy. But I feel like when you're doing, I think if you're like, my parents were divorced, it's like, everybody at this point, it's almost an anomaly to have parents that are still together. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Why are you doing comedy? Your parents are still together. What's wrong? It's like a prerequisite. It's like, okay, broken home, single mom,
some trauma.
Let's go.
Who touched you?
Alcoholic dad, something. Let's find out. Crackhead mom. Wait, okay, this is interesting. But sometimes they don't even talk about that stuff when they do comedy. They're like talking about generic stuff about asparagus or whatever. It's like, no. Talk about the thing.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know, at least.
Me too.
Yeah. I want to know.
That's why I have you on here.
I want to know you.
Yeah,
I don't want to know about.
What happened to you, Shawna?
Yeah, what happened to me? I mean, I feel like I had little traumas that happened that weren't really traumas, really. Like, my dad left, and then I shot up to 6'3" at 14. Very traumatic, by the way.
I'm sure.
You don't think about that shit because you're small, but. You've never had growing pains are real. Knees and shoulders were for real hurt. It's like,
what? We're editing that out right now. That was hilarious. Damn.
It's traumatic.
That was good.
It's a trauma. It doesn't sound like one, but it's like, dude, weighing 98 pounds at 6'3" is insanity.
Hold on. How old were you when your dad left?
8. I think that's the age everybody gets their first trauma is 8, according to psychologists, right? You've been to therapy before?
No.
Oh,
But it's crazy. My last
eight.
guest said at 8 years old, his dad,
That's
his
the
trauma
age.
happened. Was I 8?
That's usually the age.
I was like 10, but
okay,
8 is close.
8's like the main
8
age.
to 10, I think is what they say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Well, you don't remember yours.
Yeah.
You have to remember it for it to count.
So 8 years old, he left.
And we were relieved, by the way. It wasn't
Really?
like,
Why?
oh my God. My dad came back from Vietnam and it was completely insane. They
really?
did not care about those people. We did not care about the Vietnam veterans. Like, you guys lost. You guys suck. We don't care about PTSD. What is that? You're weak.
Damn.
Yeah. So dad came back with all kinds of problems from seeing the bodies, by the way, which I didn't know that he saw that stuff. Because sometimes you go to war and you're like, I was like in logistics. Like, okay, I worked in the cafeteria. All right. Some people have to go out there and get the bodies. And that's what my dad did.
Oh, damn.
And I didn't learn that until after he died a few years ago. So like, because he didn't talk about it. He just drank instead. So, yeah. So when my dad left, I was like, great, he's somebody else's problem because he was a terrorist. He would come home at 3 o'clock in the morning, waking us up to wash dishes. It's like, these are your dishes. You did this.
So was he drinking at that time?
Yeah, when we were kids.
When you were a kid and he would just come home drunk
all
or
the
just...
time. Yeah, falling asleep in the bathroom or the parking lot or in the the driveway, sleeping behind the wheel and just putting bugs under the door while you're in the bathroom and just stupid shit.
Wait, what?
You'll be taking a bath and he would like grab a little like flying cockroach and like shoving it under the door so it's like flying around while you're in the bathroom naked crying. He thought that was so hilarious. He would like grab you at pressure points and like squeeze or grab your knee and squeeze.
Bro,
he was just like
you in the bathroom
bully.
showering and he puts a cockroach in there. That's hilarious.
It's funny, but it's also
traumatic.
Here we go.
At 8 years old, that
you're
is.
Like, oh, I hate bathtubs now.
Yeah,
can't take a bath now.
Now you can't wash my. I can't wash my ass.
Yeah. But also, I stopped taking baths when I was like 8 because I was too tall to lay down flat in them, and it's not fun.
I wouldn't know.
I know you can still lay in yours, Like a bath used to be like, I'm going swimming. When you're a certain age, you're like, oh, I'm swimming. I'm surrounded by water. But then you're like, no, now my top half is cold because I'm too big for the tub.
So he left at 8 years old and he said it was a relief.
We were relieved. Yeah.
Really?
Shooting guns off in the house and just, yeah, he was crazy.
Oh, wow.
He was a crazy person. Get out.
So when he left, was it just you and your mom? You have siblings?
I'm the youngest. So I have an older sister and an older brother. So it was the 3 of us and my mom. Yeah.
Okay.
So, we were, I mean, at least I was relieved because he was just a mess and he was bothering somebody else.
Was he, I know he left the house, but was he out your life?
No, he went on to date somebody. My mom used to babysit. And so we would go.
He dated somebody your mom used to babysit.
She is 9 years older than my brother, 18 years younger than my dad.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, that was the numbers.
Well, we listen and we don't judge.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I'm very judgmental. But yeah, he went and left and was staying with her. And I was still very much like, I want to see my dad. So I would like call and we would go spend weekends over there and stuff like that. But I think I stopped talking to him when I was 14 because he had my sister. Was she? Yes. When I was 14. He had my sister, and then at a certain age, she was like, my dad. I'm like, he was my dad first, shut up. And then I was like, you know what? Let me get away from these people. I was like, damn. I'm not the baby anymore. And he was a better dad to her than he was to us because he wasn't as drunk. So.
Oh, wow.
But he was still kind of absent, but he wasn't drunk.
Damn.
Yeah. He'd be on the couch just sleeping.
And then all the way up until his death, did you have a relationship with him?
I stopped talking to him between 14 and 24. It was a big gap. And then I started the relationship again. I think we got a little bit closer as he got older because he wasn't as terrible. Because when you get old, you realize that you can't be just running around being terrible. And so, yeah, and then he died. So,
wow, how did he die?
He had really rapid dementia.
Oh,
yeah, it was undiagnosed, I guess, for a long time. And then one day he went to get something to eat, and then middle of the night was walking around the house naked, trying to go outside. And they took him to the hospital. And they're like, he's crazy. And you're like, what? And then they said it was undiagnosed, and he just stopped remembering everybody. And 3 months after that, he was bedridden. And then he died 3 months after that. So damn. From diagnosis to death was like 6 months.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
How did it make you feel?
If anything, I was sad that that I didn't get to, we didn't have that, the potential of our relationship. I was more sad about that because I think we were starting to become friends because he was getting more older and more open to like chatting about stuff when I would come visit. But if anything, I was more sad that I didn't get to like be more close with him as he got older. So when he died, though, I was just like, well, this isn't my dad. I saw him. He was very much not eating and like, you don't want to see him looking like that. So, and since I have a medical background, I approached my dad as a professional instead of as his daughter. So I was kind of like at arm's length with his sickness because I was like, I've had patients like this before, and this is how you turn them, this is how you clean them, and you do range of motion and make them comfortable. So I was thinking more as a therapist as opposed to like his daughter. So I was a little bit more distant from it. So I felt fine. And then I get hit with grief like randomly at the gym and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
How long ago was this? Did he pass?
Died in 2023. So it'll be 3 years in March. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And to this day, you still randomly get the grief?
Yeah, I mean, I even when he died, I didn't cry or anything like that. I didn't cry at his funeral or any of that. So it's just weird to like, you'll be at Kohl's and just start crying for no reason. And there's nothing happening. Well, you're just crying.
Well, what I want to know first is, what are you doing at Kohl's?
Sephora. Sometimes there's a Sephora in there.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't know there was still Kohl's open. Okay. Like, damn, JCPenney?
Sometimes there's a Sephora in the Kohl's and you have to go in there. Same with JCPenney. There's a Sephora in there too. So
okay.
Yeah. But crying at Kohl's sounds funnier than JCPenney.
It does.
As a comedian,
that's your new talking bit.
You have to have the
crying at Kohl's.
The alliteration. It helps with the brain. It's funnier.
Do you think him not being around, leaving at age, even when he was around, he was drunk, but played a part in you growing up as a woman, whether that's dating in your comedy life, not having that relationship?
I don't know. I feel like, if anything, my daddy issue is that I was too much like him. So like, very funny, attractive, charismatic, but might cheat on you.
I
wouldn't do that, but I have had sex with a married man before, so that's not good. So
you have?
Oh yeah,
on
that's
purpose?
Not good. Huh?
On purpose?
Yeah.
Like you knew he was married?
Yeah.
He told you?
He was a high school friend that I'd known for a long time, and he got married, and then...
You were just like, hey, she don't matter.
Well, I thought she mattered. He's like, stop bringing her up. I was like, oh, okay.
And you stopped bringing her up.
If you don't respect your marriage, why should I?
Period.
I'm not married.
That makes the right sense.
I didn't take the vows you did. So
period.
Let's get some
I'm here
dick.
To test you.
Let's get some dick. I wasn't trying to test him at all, but we were friends since we were high schoolers. So like that was my friend. It wasn't like some dude I had just met.
Are they still together?
I believe so.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
After it happened, or even during when it was happening, were you ever around them as a family or as a couple?
No, I've never met her.
Oh, but you know what she looks like and everything.
Yes.
Okay.
She's kind of a high profile person.
You ever had a moment of like, I'm gonna come to her as a woman?
No, but she did call me when she found out. So
so she knew.
She found out, yes.
Oh, how'd she find out?
There was we had a Dropbox folder of nudes that we thought we deleted that she found. But I think she's already suspicious, and she was like, let me go through your phone. He's like, sure, go through it. Dropbox folder of nudes is kind of funny.
It is.
Write that down.
Bro, write all this down.
That's going to be a bit.
That's going to be a bit.
No, I can't do that.
Why?
No.
Okay. Well.
But anyways, yes. So my dad.
Yeah, I'm like, how are you like your dad? Turn into usually with married men.
What does it mean if you're out here just slinging it around? You're like, you're going to run into problems. So, but no, my dad had a problem with like showing emotion and saying I love you and using humor as a mask so he wouldn't get close to people. And I was a lot like that too. So I was like,
are you still like that?
Not so much now. No. I'm still very funny, but I'm vulnerable as well. So the crying is new.
Really?
That's a new thing.
When's the last time you cried?
2 weeks ago.
Why?
I don't know. I just think I needed to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
were you at Kohl's?
No, I was at home.
Okay.
I was at home this time. Yeah. Sometimes it just happens and you're just like, usually at the gym when I'm like exercising
Yeah.
hard, I'll just be like, and
Aw.
then you just
Let it go.
re-rack the weights and
Yeah.
go about your business.
How was your relationship with your mother?
When I went to therapy, my therapist essentially told me my mom was absentee as well. And I was like, huh. I didn't know that because, I mean, she worked 2 jobs because my dad left. And so she had to make sure she could shelter and feed her 3 kids. So she took on more work. So she was never at home. So I always looked at it like she did what she had to do, right? But also, yeah, she kind of wasn't there either. You know, we were latchkey kids. You come home from school and feed ourselves and do all our homework and chores and stuff. And, you know.
What triggered you to go to therapy?
I went twice. I went once when I, in my like 20s. I went, this is so funny. This is also a joke that I do. Well, I'm working on it. It's not fleshed out yet. But I went to therapy at first to figure out why I wasn't getting invited to things.
Damn, is it bad I'm laughing?
No,
damn.
that's funny. That's the, yeah. Yeah, it's funny.
Oh.
It's like, what am I doing that like people be like, oh, we were at this party last night and we talked about you.
Oh.
They were like, Shawna's so funny. When you meet her one day, da 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 da. But nobody was
The
like,
one day never came.
let's call her to see what she's doing while we're at this party. It was like I came up and then nobody bothered to text me at all and just kept having a fun time. And I was at home by myself. And I was like, why are people not inviting me to things? I like things. What is it something that I'm doing? Right? What's wrong with me that I don't get? I got FOMO. But not even that. I didn't even know about the party until you told me you had the party and that you talked about me at the party.
Oh.
Why didn't you invite me to the party?
What was the conclusion?
She said that they're just jealous and I fired her because you cannot tell people. I think I'm a bit witchy with my way of like getting people to be like drawn in to me. And so my therapist was very impressed by me. She was not here to help. She was here to support, which is not what therapy is.
Yeah.
Therapy is mostly like, this is where you fucked up. Not, you're just too cool, man. They were jealous.
They were jealous.
They didn't want you to be around because you'd steal their friends.
What?
Their friends would like you better than them.
Damn.
And I'm like, well, that doesn't make me feel good because I want to get invited to stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I want to go. I'm not trying to steal people's friends. I'm just standing around being me. And they're like, no, that's what it was. You're too cool. And I was like, I can't be seeing you, lady. This is dumb.
Damn.
This cannot be therapeutic. This is not what's up. But that was my first time going to therapy.
That's hilarious.
I had to fire that lady because she was too impressed. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is. It's crazy that you was worried about that.
Well, I still am.
Oh, really? You still get invited to things?
Not really.
Oh.
I think now, though, because I was a traveling therapist for 10 years, so people didn't know when I was in town because I would just be here for a little bit, then I'd be gone. So
Yeah.
I get that now. They don't bother, but like I'm here now. So I get invited to stuff now. Yeah. I got one friend now. So
Who's
she
that?
invites me to stuff. So it's cool.
Who's your one friend?
I want her. Do you know her? Her name's Tanya.
Maybe.
You don't.
How do you know? Vegas is small.
Do you know her?
I gotta see her social media. Maybe.
No, she's not on there.
I
She's
know
not
it.
very active.
Tanya. I remember her.
Mhm.
Does she know you're her friend?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure
We're
you're
good
not
friends. We're good pals. No.
mentally
great.
kind of.
No, I'm not. No.
So then you was in therapy again.
Therapy again.
Why?
After I got assaulted
Assaulted how?
sexually.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you mind touching on that?
Sure. Talk about it in my special. I was assaulted 2 years into doing comedy by a comedian. And that was pretty traumatic. I went to therapy, but it wasn't like right after. It was after I had said something about it and like the backlash that I got from saying something about it. And so it took me 2 years to say something. So I was more just trying to deal with the backlash of it, the loss of friends and support that I had. So that's why I went to therapy after that. Yeah.
So 2 years into it, how did that come about? Was it a forceful situation, or was it like you you want this time slot. This was going to be, taking
It
advantage.
wasn't even comedy related at all. He's just a peer of mine. You guys should watch my special. It's in there. The last 11 minutes are good. He was a peer of mine when I had first started comedy. You're trying to make other comedy friends and trying to network and that kind of stuff. And he was a comedian that was in LA, but would come to Vegas sometimes and always posting online about how hard comedy is and being all vulnerable. It was fake, but when you're young and dumb, you think that's honorable, right? And you want to meet people who are not just talking about how great everything is, because sometimes comedy is hard. So we were chatting online a little bit, and then he came to Vegas, and we were on the same show together. It was my very first show. We were booked on the same show. And when the first time I had met him, he had crossed the boundary. And at the time, my self-esteem and self-worth was like in the garbage can because of all of my trauma of being 6'3" at 14 and people not liking me and trying to appease people and being a pleaser and that kind of stuff and not speaking up for myself. All that kind of tied into this adult person that was kind of still stunted. And he definitely could tell that's how I was and preyed on it. So yeah, pushed the boundary first time I met him. And then 2 weeks later, I think I saw him again. And the other thing too, people kind of get, confused about, especially with survivors of assault, is like, why did you do this or that? And it's like the mentality is something like that happens. You almost want to pretend it didn't. And then you don't want to make a scene about it. You want to be cool about it if you see him again, because you're like, these are my peers. I don't want to be some weird, crazy girl in comedy that's, you know what I mean, in public saying crazy stuff. And I won't get booked on stuff because of this thing, And also I wanted to be liked was the big problem, and then all of this happened within the course of a month. So New Year's Eve, the full-blown assault happened. And then there was coercion because I couldn't leave after the assault. He trapped me in the room until he fell asleep, and then I left. And then, I was 33 when that happened. I don't want to tie it into like, oh, she was young. Like, there are adult people walking around that have this mentality that's not, you're not some strong, independent person. It just depends on how you grew up, And if your self-worth is bad and you want to belong, it's just easy to get kind of roped into that stuff. And sometimes the best way to get out of stuff is to just kind of let it happen. Sometimes survival is just being like, hey, man, I'm not fighting this, because otherwise you could be hurt worse. So didn't go to the police, but I did save screenshots of our text exchange the next day, because he was texting me all this stuff. So I got him to admit what he did in text, and he apologized and blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
So I saved those screenshots. I emailed them to myself and saved them. And then not long after that, I think I moved to LA. Yeah, I moved to LA after that because I was 2 years in. So I think maybe like the summer of the next year I moved away, and I was like, well, I don't see him all the time, so it's not that bad. But he would come back and forth to LA and Vegas, so I would see him there too. And I remember seeing him at the Comedy Store with this other girl. She was like maybe 19 or something like that. And I had warned her about him. And she told me years later that he also assaulted her that night after I talked to her. So after I moved to LA and it was still running into him, then I moved to New York. And then it was still more like you're always seeing him because he's online with all of your friends taking pictures. So it's like, even though you're not there anymore, he's still in your phone. So I was like, I'm going to make a post. I'm just tired of seeing it. I got to warn my friends. And so I made a post and said, this is what happened. And then that's when everything just like went to hell for the most part. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 years after the assault, you post on social media of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Did you post a screenshot of the text?
I didn't post the details. I just said this person assaulted me. And then what happened was I was in New York about to do a show, and somebody came up to me. He was like, "Are you Shanna Christmas?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "You've been served." And it was a cease and desist saying, "Stop calling this person a rapist online or he's going to sue you." And instead of me ceasing and desisting, I went to the police and filed a report. and then gave him all the evidence. And so at that point, I couldn't talk about it anymore. But the backlash, which was so surprising to me, was that people that were my friends when I started comedy didn't support me or none of that, or they wanted to know all the details first. It's like, oh, tell me everything he did to you so I can decide myself if it's worthy of me abandoning this guy for you. And so there's a lot of people that I don't talk to this day because, number one, you weren't supportive at the moment. And number two, even after all that now, you still can't manage to punch this man in the face. Like, he's still alive, guys. He's still alive. No one murdered him for me. Y'all are crazy. Actually, I did have offers, but I said no. I did have 3 offers from the most random people.
We're going to be investigated now.
Yeah.
Shit.
Love y'all for offering that, though.
Yeah.
But it's just like when you see how cowardly people really are, and for the smallest thing like stage time. Somebody was like, oh, he gave me my first shot at an open mic. And so I'm like, huh? And you still ain't shit. It
Bruh.
didn't help you in any way. And you're loyal to him after you find out about this man because he gave you a shot at an open mic. It's an open mic. It's open. Anyone can go. It wasn't like a show. He didn't pay you. He gave you your first shot. So you're going to be like, well, sorry to hear about that, Shawna, but can't say anything to him about what he did or whatever. And then I had other male comedians being like, yeah, he came to my house once after a show and I caught him on top of my girlfriend.
What?
And I go, oh, and what did you do? No, I just kicked him out. Cool.
Huh.
That's all you did?
Interesting.
Do you mind sharing that with the class? Well, I don't look crazy? No, not publicly, just in my DMs? Cool. Nice. Thanks for validating what I'm saying publicly. Like, what are you talking about? Are you still dating that girl, by the way? Because I would dump you. That's crazy.
That is
You just
wild.
kicked him out? You didn't kick his ass? That's crazy. So a lot of stories like that from men where he was caught doing stuff to their personal girlfriends, and other women came forward and said he was like forceful with them. Like, I had a lot of people behind the scenes sharing stuff, but everybody was just too scared to say something publicly. So that was a lot of like doing it was, at first I was relieved to kind of get it off me. But then once everything started happening, people were on Facebook calling me a liar and all this stuff. People I didn't even know. The Facebook threads of people just like dragging me. People who didn't even know who I was just like having his back. And so I was like, this is women helping him. It was crazy. So definitely need therapy for that. Yeah.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. And I'm still dealing with it now. It's been.
I was just about to ask, like, how are you now?
It
It's 10
comes
years,
up
right?
all the
10
time
years or
now
so?
because, like,
What part of it? The actual assault or the backlash?
just kind of
hurts
like
more.
just the backlash, really. Just the way that people, especially comedians, are like, we're truth tellers. It's like, you guys are bitches. You literally are bitches. You let this man will bully anybody. So, like, even after they knew what happened, he went to jail. There was a whole thing.
Oh,
Detective took the text messages, was like, this is great because otherwise you don't have any proof. This was the proof. It's me and him talking about what he did to me in text. They called him on the phone and says, is this your phone number? And he's a dummy. He said yes. He admitted that was his phone number at the time and that it was him talking to me in the text messages. So even after all that, jail, plea deal, all this stuff, it's still people being like, booking him on shows currently. He's still in Vegas getting booked on stuff and no one does anything. People that I know that are like trying to be my friends right now, they're like, well, I was on a show with him, but I didn't talk to him. Why are you sharing space with someone who harmed somebody you know? Why is that okay? You know what I mean? Like, if that's me, you're not getting a moment's rest, dude. Like, that's crazy. But that's when I learned that these people weren't my friends. And so there is beauty in that. When you do speak up, you find out who's really behind you and who's really not. And that was a blessing in all of that. And so it comes up now because, like, Chris D'Elia is over here whining about how people didn't support him when he was accused of being a creep. You're a creep, dude. They should abandon you. You suck. I got abandoned too. Cheer up. It'll be okay. You know what I mean? Why are you whining about it? just do the comedy, right? I'm still doing comedy. It's fine. I'm not. And that was the thing too about coming back to Vegas, because I was gone for a long time, partly because of that, but partly because Vegas has a really bad comedy scene where you can't really get funny here. And so I'm back now. My mom is here. She's 82. I'm just here living with her now just to make sure she doesn't bust her head open doing old lady shit. And so now I'm more back in the scene. So I'm like, I can't be scared to do what I want to do in my hometown, by the way. I'm from here. He's not. And so it was a mental adjustment to be like, if I go to this open mic or I go to this show, there is a chance he's going to be there. And I've run into him already in places and being like, this is your open mic. Are you going to let this person be around your audience? Because this is a test now. And a lot of these men will just be like, if he says what's up, they'll just dap him up. They don't even be like, you can't be here. They're still cowards. Still. It's crazy. So yeah, it still happens. It still happens, yeah.
We'll wrap up here in a second. Thank you, Shawna, for that.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. I didn't know that about you. I'm kind of glad it just came organically and you shared, because I feel the women who do hear this and know you and see this, there's other women who happens to.
Men too.
This isn't the first time I heard it, to where they don't want to say anything because the backlash and because of people who turn their back. And honestly, the biggest thing for me is the people who are aware and to still sit there and dap people up or be cool with them. You got to start seeing people for the characters. Like, is that the kind of character of a person would you want your daughter, your son, whoever to be dating that kind of person? And at some point, you got to stop chasing opportunities and money and stand on what's right, which is subjective, but what's morally your moral compass. Can you sit with your moral compass and go to bed knowing I'm friends with this person after they've done X, Y, and Z?
I think that I made it easy for them because I did leave. So they didn't have to see me. They got to see him and he can change the narrative, make up whatever story he wanted, But once I'm back, now they're like, oh, right, I forgot how we treated her when she was here. So I remind them of how they were not good people. And I kind of like that, reminding them about how bad they were. And I'm still thriving. I have a show I do every month and it's dope. I've been written up in the press. I won an award for my stand-up. I'm still doing comedy.
Period.
A lot of these people aren't doing shit. And so
dark always comes to light.
Hey, it happened to me and I'm still doing it. So for you to be like, oh, I don't really like to go out anymore because the audience is on all right, be a bitch. You are a bitch. That's okay. Stay
Period.
home.
I have a question. Is there any advice you would give to other survivors?
Tell your story. You can write it. I wrote mine down in an article at first. People read it, and then, it's still out there to read too, in full detail. It's do therapy if you need to. You probably do. But stop holding other people's secrets. Those are not yours. That is shame, and that does not belong to you. Put it where it belongs, and that's on the person that harmed you. And I don't care how you do it. You can write it down. You can tell it to somebody else, and they can speak on your behalf. But you cannot walk around with that on you. It's going to eat you alive.
That's powerful. Now, give you a moment here. If you have anything coming up or anything you want to promote, let us know. The camera's right here. You can let know.
If you are in Las Vegas, I do a monthly show every third Friday downtown at Fat Cat. I got a live band. We sing, we rap, we dance horribly, we tell jokes. It's a fun time. The next show is February 20th. You should come. Also, you should watch my comedy special, award-winning. It's called Highly Intelligent. It's on YouTube, and you should watch it and leave a nice review and tell your friends. And you'll laugh, and then you probably will cry at the end, and you'll feel empowered. So do that.
Well, I'll make sure I tag all that in the description of this podcast. Black History Month, baby. We got a famous, beautiful, tall,
almost
funny,
famous,
can't fit in the bathtub,
or most places,
comedian. We have we had to bring a special adjustable seat today for her, because he just couldn't fit. I'm small, so I'm okay. Thank you so much, Shawna. I'm so glad I've met you. I knew from the first time I met you at the NSA meeting, I was like, you're funny, you're outgoing, your personality is very welcoming.
See?
And it's not like you're trying to be funny. Does that make sense?
It's witchcraft.
There's some people who try to be funny and
I know.
they try to be this. And I'm like, dude, just chill.
It's the Rick James. It's the welcoming. It's the come on in.
What are you caressing there? Anyways, so, okay, Fat Cat. What the fuck? What the tongue?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I just
What? You okay.
watch my DMs gonna blow up.
Hey,
Ow.
6'3".
No
come
uglies.
On. 5'7" and up. 5'7" and
No
up.
uglies and no kids. I'm tired of it.
Oh, you don't be stepmom?
No.
All right, anyways. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode of the Bamboo Season podcast. I will tag all her information into the description of this podcast. I appreciate you tuning in as always. We hit over 500 subscribers. We're on our way to 1,000. So when you see this, subscribe, like, comment, and I'm going to leave you with the seed of the day. Peace can feel uncomfortable when chaos has felt familiar for so long. Your body did not choose survival mode, but you can choose to get out of it. You deserve to get out of it. Get out of that chaos. You're beautiful. You deserve peace, baby. It's okay. It's going to feel weird, but sometimes weird is good. 2 words. Keep growing. Tall comedian. Fat cat every Sunday.
No, what?
Or-
Third Friday, dude.
Damn. Well,
Not every Sunday. No.
I don't know where I